Welcome to Hoop Talk. I'm Castle.
And I'm Joel. It's been a little while since we've done one of these. We're here to talk about a NBA season that is 3/4 of the way through, and it's been a good one.
Yeah.
Good basketball. I think it's probably in good shape. Want to open up and talk about the trades?
Sure.
What happened with the trades?
Biggest trade I think is Cousins went to the Pelicans for like a few guys and like a pick. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, that was really surprising, especially after Sacramento was going, they said like over and over again, oh no, Cousins isn't going anywhere. We want him to be a long-time player here. And everybody knew about his attitude problems. And he has, many technical fouls this year. But that trade that went down was confusing to each and every person on the planet who follows basketball. Did not make sense at all for the Sacramento Kings. Vlade was unclear when he came out and talked about how he had a better trade before. And what else you got on that?
It's just Pelicans are Anthony Davis and Cousins on the same team. That's crazy.
We haven't had two bigs like that on team since Duncan and Robinson. And so far the Pelicans are 0-2 after the trade. And I think, Cousins had like 12 points last night. So in that trade, the Sacramento Kings lost and the Pelicans won. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
What else went on? We had Nerlens Noel for Bogut. Yeah, we had Lou and Corey Brewer switched places. And there was a draft pick involved. Couple little trades here and there. I think, the Boogie Cousins was the huge one that just shocked everybody. Speaking of that, how long have they been calling him Boogie? I've been a basketball fan for a long time, and I guess I slept through this Boogie transition.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I'll admit it. Anyway, so getting back to another trade, Taj Gibson and Doug McDermott went to the OKC in exchange for Cameron Payne. A couple no names, Anthony Morrow and Joffrey Lavergne or something. I see this trade as benefiting OKC immediately. Taj has always been a good player. This threesome with Cameron Payne on, some young guys and maybe better future move for the Bulls, but great move for OKC right now.
Yeah.
So I think, we'll see benefit for that immediately. But, I just really want to finish the segment saying that Sacramento Kings are just, they're the worst sports franchise right now as far as their decision making. And Vlade was a great Laker, but he should not be making decisions for the Sacramento Kings. Moving on to, let's talk about Joel Embiid and the 76ers. What's going on there, Castle?
They are just proving, like, the coach might get coach of the year, and even though Simmons is out, they're just cruising.
I don't think anybody really knows why, except to say that Joel Embiid is playing like he's been playing in the NBA for a while. He didn't act like he skipped that year or 2 years. He's hurt right now. He's got a knee problem. But if you're a 76er fan, you realize that they even could be successful without Joel. So they've got something going on. And starting with their coach, Brett Brown. I don't know what he's doing. I'm not even that familiar with him. But huge disappointment not to get Ben Simmons back this year.
Yeah.
But when they do get him back, you're going to have him to feed Mr. Joel Embiid. So I think it's going to be a good situation there. But yeah, I think if you're a Sixers fan, you got a lot to be hopeful for. Now there is that new player curse they seem to get that they need to shake.
Every player they get is just injured.
Yeah, it's just for some reason. But I don't think anyone expected Embiid just to come out like just a gangbuster like this and just play basketball. I mean, he is in limited minutes. He has done the maximum. You want to talk about some MVP candidates? Who would you have as your MVP candidate so far this year?
Westbrook.
Westbrook. Why?
Those triple doubles. 28, right?
I don't know how many he has.
Yeah, he had 28.
But he is flirting with Magic Johnson with those complete games. And Westbrook, I don't think his team's playing good enough for him to get the actual MVP, but he's the best player that could, to be considered. gonna have to throw Isaiah Thomas in there. I'm gonna have to throw James Harden in there, who is Houston has far exceeded what I thought they were going to do. Who else would be an MVP candidate for you?
Maybe LeBron. He's got it a lot, but
You always got to
He-
factor
he
in
won't.
Braun.
yeah, he probably won't.
Yeah. LeBron's probably to be considered. You'd always want to consider
If the
Steph Curry.
Pelicans were better, maybe Anthony Davis. He's great.
Yeah. And we haven't even talked about Kawhi Leonard. You know, he's a sleeper. He quietly just does what he does in San Antonio. And so I think there's it's as far as the MVP this year, I think it's anybody's game, but it's got to come down somewhere between Westbrook, Harden, and I think Isaiah Thomas, if you ask me. What else could we talk about? We are Laker fans. As you can see, we've got the Laker blanket on display. The Lakers have struggled this year considerably on the field, or on the
New
court, I should
coach.
say. I think Luke Walton is a great idea. Hasn't panned out yet, though. Something's missing with the Lakers right now.
How
But
about Magic Johnson?
yeah, he's not missing any more, folks. You know, a while ago when Magic went to the Dodgers and had his partial ownership there, you know, us Laker fans were like, "Where are you going, Madge? What do you mean? What's going on here? Why are you ditching the Lakers?" I mean, we all love the Dodgers, but we need you in Lakerland, and it's mostly for reputation and just integrity, and that's a huge aspect to have, you know, with your front office. So I think players are going to want to come to the Lakers again. And unfortunately, some of the Lakers that we wanted to keep are going to be out the door. And that's just the business. It was important to get rid of Kupchak and Jim Buss. Nice of him to just go back to being an owner. And it looks like they're going to hire, or they have hired Rob Pelinka. And we'll see what happens with the Lakers. What does Magic bring, Castle?
Everything. The kind of player he is. He
Well,
can just bring so much.
Yeah. Basketball's a business and Magic's a businessman. And there's been criticism about him. I saw on ESPN, Dan Le Batard, he was unhappy with the Lakers' selection of Magic, saying that it was almost a fashionable choice. Like Magic was going to bring reputation and charisma only, and charm, but no ability. And, and I do like what Dan has to say. But right now, the Lakers need to concentrate on baby steps, and those baby steps involve getting Magic Johnson, who surprisingly came in as an advisor and immediately said he wanted to run the show, and he got the show.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Only Magic could pull that off. You know what I mean? So, Magic Johnson is awesome. Who would you call the most improved player this year, Castle?
Thomas, easy.
Thomas, what's his first name?
Isaiah.
Isaiah. You know, the only reason you might not want to give it to Isaiah is because he does this every damn year. Excuse my language. I mean, the guy improves so much every year. He can't improve much more, guys. He's going to burst through the stratosphere. Isaiah Thomas is, they should just change him. You know, they give people nicknames or whatever. They need to find a fourth quarter nickname for Isaiah Thomas. What he's doing in the fourth quarter is unprecedented. He's
a beast.
He's comparing himself to the older Isaiah Thomas, who could certainly play this game as good as any guard. And I'm just flabbergasted that everybody passed on this guy. He went from Sacramento. He went from Phoenix. And then he went to the Celtics. And now he's just flourishing. And
They gotta keep him.
oh, they will keep him. But this guy, he's like 5'8", something like that. He's unbelievable. Most improved player, I would say, is Isaiah Thomas. I don't know who else you can even think of giving it to. You know what I mean? All right, so who would you have as Coach of the Year? What are our candidates for Coach of the Year? Go ahead. Who do you think, Kath?
Maybe Brett Brown, like you were talking
Yeah.
about Sixers. They're doing some awesome things.
Mm-hmm. I would put down Brett Brown as well. Like I said before, I'm not that familiar with them, but you know, if you win games with very minimal, I don't have to be that familiar with you. You got my vote. Also, I'm not a big Mike D'Antoni fan, but what he's done with Houston this year by putting James Harden at the point, and what he has done as just champion D'Antoni. He's got to be right there. And I'd also say Brad Stevens, the Celtics coach. After a rocky beginning, everyone's like, oh, Celtics are going to do this and that, and this. They didn't do it. But then they gradually started winning more games. And so I'd have to put Brad Stevens, down for Coach of the Year too. The other coaches, some of the other coaches that are winning, they should win. They have the talent. Popovich always does a good job. I think Steve Kerr does a good job. I was, as a Laker fan, I was hoping more for Luke Walton and for the Lakers to respond, but it's going to be another lottery year for the Lakers, and I think we can all somehow deal with that. But hopefully we'll get some more talent. We want to thank you for joining us on Hoop Talk today. We enjoyed it. It's definitely our second job. We have, this guy's a full-time student,
yep.
and I do all different things in the car industry.
And
pretty
I make
busy guy.
slime.
And he's a slime guy. And so let's go Lakers. And this is Hoop Talk, and we're about a little under a month away from the playoffs here. No, that's not correct. We're about 6 weeks from the playoffs. Gosh, all right. So anyway, thanks for joining us on Hoop Talk. Bye.
Mamba out.